Hey, everybody. In just 3 weeks, I'll be returning to Uganda, Africa for my 7th year. Man, can you believe that? 7 years of going to Uganda to minister to churches and pastors there. We began this ministry in 2015 to train pastors. And listen, these pastors have planted churches and are in desperate needs of being trained in God's Word. And I have the incredible privilege of doing that through a partnership with OIC, Overseas Instruction in Counseling. And it's my joy to do that with Tom and Patty Maxim from California, who are also ministering with OIC. We've been traveling together for the past 5 years. And Tom and I, we are the co-teachers of the training program to the Ugandan churches and the pastors. And so each group of pastors and churches that we go to train make a commitment for 2 years. We commit 2 years to them, and they commit 2 years to us. And then over those 2 years, we train them in both biblical theology and practical theology. Said another way, as I often will say, when you help somebody to know God's Word and grow in God's Word, you got 2 things you've got to do. One, you've got to help them get it right. In other words, they got to make sure that they know that what they've understood about the Bible is what God has revealed in the Bible. And you also have to help them get it relatable. It's no good getting the truth right if they don't know how to relate it to real life in which they live. And so when we train them in biblical theology and in practical theology, we are taking the great truths of God's Word for teaching them to understand that over 2 years, and we're showing them how that practically fits into the real life challenges and issues of their lives individually and for the members of their church as they shepherd and pastor them. And during those 2 years, each time we go, we are teaching every day from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock. That's 8 hours per day. And in between, when we come home, during those trips, those pastors are reading good books and they're doing projects to prepare them for the next time when we will come for our next teaching module. And when the 2 years of the training are completed, these pastors receive a certificate of completion. I'm telling you, there is no greater joy than to see those Ugandan pastors celebrate and rejoice in the fact that they have now run the race and completed the course, and they are now better equipped to teach and serve and lead their congregations than ever before. And another thing we do is that when we are there over those 2 years, we have our eyes on the leader among leaders in those pastors. We want to take one of those pastors who has risen to the top, who's really shown us that he has gotten the truth, he knows how to apply the truth to life, and he's living that truth. And we give him free of charge a complete theological and counseling library. That equips him, that enables him to have tools that he could never find in Uganda. And actually, if he could find them, he couldn't even afford them. So it is a great day to celebrate at the end of those 2 years and to give those certificates and to give that library to that pastor. And it is a great joy to do that. It's quite a ministry that God has allowed me to be a part of through OIC and Tom and Patty Maxim. We're so thankful for that opportunity. And all of that to do takes resources each time. And that brings me to you. Your support in prayer, praying for us, has made a huge impact on what we've done there. We know that if all we do is go and we don't have people praying and calling on God to work through us and to use us, our trip will just be another trip. It'll just be a trip to another country. But when you pray, God begins to work and God begins to do things that only God could do to help those pastors grow and learn God's Word and see their lives changed. And then some of you not only pray, but you also give. And I'm telling you, without that, we really couldn't go either. Those gifts that you send are what make these trips possible. And we're so thankful that you do that again and again. And in just 3 weeks, I'll be returning to Uganda to begin our next 2 years of training with a new group of pastors. And we'd love for you to be a partner in that. We'd love for you to be praying and asking God to use us and to make us instruments in His hands and just to prepare so we can effectively reach these pastors with God's Word. And if you'd like to give, we'd love and really cherish your gifts for this trip. That info for how to send your gift will be in the email. You'll want to mail that to Grace Bible Church. In the memo, put Uganda Missions, and I'll give you all that information in the email that shows you the address to mail it to. And then when I'm there, if you want to follow some of the live video that I'll do, some of the pictures I will post, just go to my Facebook page and follow me there, and you'll see those as well. And I'll post that information on this email as well, so you'll know how to get to my Facebook. Again, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Thanks for your prayers. Thanks for your giving. Just thank you, because I know without your partnership, really, this would not be taking place. Look forward to coming home and then sharing with you just wonderful things God did through your participation and His work through our lives there.